So Paul writes a short epistle to the church at Galatia. And in this epistle, one of the things that he's struggling with is that there have been some people that have come down to this particular location and region and have started telling people that are followers of Jesus that they need to also keep Moses' law. They're called Judaizers. And Paul has to refute this. He has to say, no, time out. The gospel is not based on what we do or what law we keep. The gospel's based on what Jesus has done for you and me. And in chapter 3, in the first 3 verses, he says something so profound that I think all of us need to hear this, because it's life-changing if we can get the concept of the gospel, of the good news. He says to the Galatians, he says, "Oh, foolish Galatians." Maybe you wouldn't think Paul would say something like that, but he does. He says, you're being foolish here. You're being knuckleheads. He says, "Oh, foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you?" Like, who has got in your head to get you thinking differently about what God has done in Christ? He says, "It was before your eyes that Jesus was publicly portrayed as crucified. Let me ask you this. Did you receive the Spirit by works of the law or by hearing with faith? Are you so foolish, having begun by the Spirit, are you now being perfected by the flesh?" See, this is the trap that we fall into as Christians. We sort of think, okay, well, God saved me and this is great, but now it's all about my performance. It's all about what I do. It's all about the things that I keep. I'm by no means saying that we should not strive for personal sanctification. I'm by no means saying that we should not want to become better in our walk with the Lord. But can I assure you of this? Our salvation is not dependent upon how well we perform. It's dependent upon whether or not we believe that what Jesus did on the cross for you and me is sufficient. For Paul, any other thing than the straight gospel is foolish, and we're being bewitched by any other idea or doctrine that would tell you and me that we are saved by any other way than by what Jesus did for you and me. Listen, if we can get that truth settled deep within our DNA, it will allow us to walk in much more victory than we do oftentimes in our lives. Let's soak that in today. Let's don't be foolish. Let's don't get bewitched. Let's realize the way we came to God was by His drawing and by His Spirit, not by how well we performed. And God will continue to do that in our lives if we will let Him. That is a word of encouragement for all of us today.